Welcome to Soft Focus, a spooky edition with me, Sophie. We are inside my psyche. It's quite dense, it's quite rainy, but I'm gonna try and give you a quick tour. So over there we've got my sense of humor.
And what's the deal with lampshades? Yeah. I mean, if it's a lamp, why do you want shade?
Over there is where I keep all my useless information, and over there is where I keep all my crazy cat stuff. But I'm looking for something in particular at the moment. Don't tread on my precious memories here. A little bit wet. Earworms. Oh, pay no attention to that. There's what I'm looking for. I do like to boast about how I'm not easily scared by movies and games, maybe because real life is that much more terrifying. But as notable YouTubers such as YourMovieSucks.org, I Hate Everything and Kadikarus have done videos on their childhood trauma from TV and film, it got me thinking about my own. My parents were actually pretty good at the whole parenting thing, leaving my grandparents to raise me on Carry On films and undo everything.
Do you smoke?
Not on duty, miss.
Well, do you mind if I smoke?
No, of course not, miss.
Thank you so much.
But there were a few things that slipped through the wrinkles of my developing brain and scarred it right up. I've selected 10 of the scariest parts of growing up in front of a telly to tell you about, and not all of it was intended to be scary. Number 10, EC from Liftoff. Liftoff is a weird Australian TV series from 1992 to 1995, and it has absolutely no idea what it's doing. Most of it is based on kids living in an apartment building with a sentient lift called Lotus.
Come on, Lotus, knock knock.
All right, who's there?
Police.
Police who?
Police tells another joke. This one's rubbish.
The building manager uses a demon headmaster stare, and there are documentary segments. Fine, okay. But what is not fine and not okay is the faceless doll they found in a dumpster who is a bit magic. And these puppets.
The sign says 7.
And these ones.
Really, you are?
And this one. It's called Beverly.
Bye, Beverly. See you next time. Bring our friend with us.
It's a disjointed experience that made even my parents uncomfortable. But they could just hate Australians. Number 9, Peter Gabriel, Kiss That Frog. We were lucky enough to have a PC with a CD drive, and I was even luckier to be allowed it in my bedroom at the tender age of 8, leading to late night gaming sessions on Wallace & Gromit's cracking animator and Hover. My dad was also very keen to shoehorn his love of music into parenting. You've never seen a puppet show until you've had a puppet show to Frank Zappa. So naturally, he was very happy to give us Peter Gabriel's Explorer 1 CD-ROM to play with. It had music and puzzles, and it was pretty fantastic. The only thing is, the music video for Kiss That Frog was on there, and I equal parts loved and hated it. It was the early 90s kind of CGI, which instantly puts it into the surreal zone. But then Peter is... this is Peter.
Can you see the state I'm in?
Those are his real eyes, and he ate the lady. And all of this is a nightmare, and my papa is proud. Thanks, Papa. Number 8, Ghost Watch. Before there was Ghost Adventures, before there was Most Haunted, there was Ghost Watch.
And utter.
I rewatched this recently on stream, and it is a belter, because as a grown-up I can clearly make out the cocaine lining Craig Charles's nostrils and all the tongue-in-cheekness of this Halloween special ghost-watching show for the BBC.
Quite remarkable.
But back in the 1990s, just like thousands of Brits, I was fooled into thinking, yep, this is an actual televised haunting, and people across the country are also getting ghosts through the TV, and we're next.
It's Pipes, Mum. Pipes. Pipes is here.
The haunting progresses into a possession, and the studio is overrun with ghosties, and Parkinson shits himself. This was super realistic for the time, complete with a phony phone-in segment and technical difficulties, but I was always in bed by the ending. Either way, we definitely had a ghost after this.
Stop it! Stop it, Susie!
Number 7, The Moomin's Groak. Animation from other countries has always felt
Я буду жаловаться. Я директор музея.
And as worldwide as Moomins is, it taps into my primitive brain that something's a bit off. All the characters aside from the Moomin trolls themselves make me uneasy, but not Stinky, not the Hattie Fatners, not even the Island Ghost can compare to the dread and terror I feel when I see the Groke. In episode 6 of The Adventures from Moomin Valley, the first time you see the Groke, she's just standing there, staring. That's all she seems to do, and I hate it. Everyone is absolutely petrified of the Groke in the show, and naturally,
That's the Groke's voice.
oh yeah, fuck. She kills the grass and freezes the roses because she's so cold and lonely. She has a bit of a sweet redemption arc that makes her kind of cute, but then becomes terrifying again quite quickly. But if you don't steal her stuff, she probably won't come to get you. Probably.
Oh, that was a close thing. I'm glad that's over. Oh, you are marvelous, Mama.
Number 6, Fantasia. Is including Disney films cheating? Trauma is Disney's middle name. It's written on every page of every script in big red letters and signed off by Bambi's mum, Simba's dad, and the entire cast of Dumbo. But for some reason I found Fantasia to be such a smorgasbord of trauma. It's one of the first things I thought of when I was coming up with this list. They kept tricking you into a false sense of security with the animal ballet, the centaurs, the flower dance. I loved all that. But it was interspersed with the sentient broomsticks who you cannot kill, the angry wizard man, the extinction of the dinosaurs, and literal Satan to top it all off. My sister loved dinosaurs as a kid, so it would be a segment she would want to watch a lot, despite both of us finding it horrifying watching them die over and over again. And what happens at the end? That probably scared me the most because I have no idea what those rocks are up to. The animation used for these ghosts and demons paired with the absolute foreboding music of Night on Bald Mountain, and well, yeah, it's self-explanatory that this bit isn't really for kids. Is any of it? Number 5, the Scotch videotape advert. I'm wondering how many adverts made it into your nightmares, because this guy is in all of mine. I do not like him. Put him in a tie to try and make him look more friendly, sure. Put him in 50 ties, he's still scary as heck. Does he have a job? Somehow this guy made it onto a ton of recordings we made on TV and films back in the day, so I'd have to relive it over and over and over again.
Re-record, not fade away. Re-record, not fade away.
Even at a young age, I knew that seeing bones wasn't a good thing, let alone bones trying to sell me something.
Scotch forever.
Re-record, not fade away.
Number 4, the Yellow Submarine. I'm not a fan of the Beatles at the best of times, but this was my grandparents' idea of a soothing afternoon's babysitting after a good Hitler documentary. Everything about this film makes me feel unwell. My brain wants to be sick. From the way the Beatles look like Chernobyl children's doodles to the photorealistic animation sections and the plot just being cough syrup.
Hey Ringo, I've just had the strangest dream.
But worst of all, worst of everything, is the dreadful flying glove. And this fucking clown. The Blue Meanies in general are pretty much the scariest antagonists of any film, but a mixture of blue abominations all with wide toothy grins just ensured that I would need a shot of the strong bubble bath in order to sleep that night. And it's not like I only watched this once and swore it off. For some reason it was in regular rotation and I never realised the damage it was doing, like falling asleep on a heater or having asbestos fights with your mates. Number 3, Pingu's Dream. Okay, this has made it into multiple people's lists as something that was the first time they felt real fear. Pingu is a sweet claymation show aimed at very young kids all across the globe. It's super easy to follow, even for babies. So why in the ever-loving walrus did they decide that this was appropriate? The general gist of this episode is Pingu has a nightmare, and now everyone is having nightmares. The model itself isn't made to be cute like the rest of Pingu. Its eyes, its teeth, its mustache, and it's trying to eat him. I guess in Pingu's life there's a real danger a seal or something is going to eat him and his tits. He's going to use tits. There's a real danger a seal or something is going to try and eat him and his entire family. I've yet to meet someone who doesn't think it's fucked up. It comes completely out of left field. Pingu, happy, laughing, riding his bed around like a cowboy. Oh shit, get out of there. So these top two spots are almost interchangeable with how much they have branded themselves into my memories as being things I wanted to take a day off school after viewing. Watching both of them back has, no joke, pushed me into a panic attack and I had to take breaks and have a lie down. La Vieille Dame et les Pigeons, or The Old Lady and the Pigeons, is a short animated film by Sylvain Chomet. It's something my family all loved, but after the first couple of times being horrified by it, I would leave the room if anyone threatened to watch it, or Chomet's other film we had, Belleville Rendezvous. The art style is just plain scary itself, but then couple it with the storyline and you have what makes me feel sick from thinking about it. So, an emaciated Parisian policeman comes across an old lady who feeds the pigeons in the park to excess. He has a nightmare where giant pigeon men peck at his stomach, so he does what any hungry person would and make a pigeon mask, wears it, and goes to the old woman's home where she feeds him more and more. He behaves like a complete bastard, but she continues to feed him to excess like all the other pigeons, and he gets fatter and fatter, finding it harder to climb the stairs, passing a maid who sweeps the floors. Soon he discovers the old lady's other pet is the maid, who is dressed as a cat. The old woman then chases him around with a huge pair of shears, and when he tries to take the pigeon head off to show he's a man, he finds he is too fat to take it off and then falls out of the window into a group of pigeons. At the end we see the policeman is skinny again, without his pigeon suit, and behaving like a pigeon pecking at the floor in front of the Eiffel Tower. I don't know why my family thinks this is the pinnacle of film, nor do I quite know why it's more horrifying to me than Hellraiser, but I vowed to never watch it again, until now. And this is it, never again.
Jeremy?
Just a little longer, Mom.
Do we have to go through this song and dance every night?
Nihilus the Sandman. I've come to realise that kids being scared of monsters under the bed or in the closet is a trope perpetuated by shows trying to prove that there's no such thing as monsters. And it never works. We don't even really have closets in the UK. I only ever saw this one episode of Nihilus the Sandman, and I forgot what it was until I asked Twitter to hunt it down for me. At that stage, all I knew was a kid was scared of monsters and someone was helping him realise they're all stuff from his room. What I didn't expect was the hugely visceral reaction of watching it again after 20 years, and how it was exactly as horrible as I remember it. The monsters are absolutely disgusting themselves, but the sound design is 1,000 times worse.
Didn't you see?
The climax is animated in black and white, and I did think that I was just getting tunnel vision from anxiety and about to pass out. The song at the end does nothing to assuage the fear.
These creatures of the night are enough to make one sick.
They're just my shoes and laces and my best friend's pogo stick.
And I just feel like the whole experience left me worse off than before, so of course I have to show thousands of other people. So let's just close the door on this whole lot and bury it once more into the depths of my psyche and never ever speak of it again. We haven't even started on my teens. Thank you so much for sharing this evening with me. I'd be interested to know if this triggered any deep hidden memories of your own, and maybe some of my friends will want to make a video of their own too. Now, how do we get out of here?
Let's go home, Nihilus.
Now this horrible poisonous mist that rattles over your head.
Now I see it's just a blind that hangs beside my bed.
Take a closer look at this repulsive thing of doom.
Of course it's just a goalie's mask that hangs inside my room.
There are no monsters in the closet. You can walk right through the door, and you won't find any monsters anymore.